Welcome back, Barry at where stories are always intact. Join the fun, let's all react. Barry acts, that's a fact. Today I have a special story. This is gonna be dealing with Lil Peep and the album Diamonds, as you guys can tell by the title. We're gonna be finding out why it flopped, why it was such a big flop. Because it was a big flop. It was. Diamonds was probably the worst album of probably ever. That was probably the worst album in history. And it's gotta be Lil Peep. They are messing Lil Peep up for real. They got Lil Peep messed up. I know dang well they did not want it to get, man. And especially that guy making money, McCann Money, whatever, however you say his name, bruh. That whole thing was just so, it flopped so hard. That guy is such a vulture. He is such a vulture, I swear. He got Juice WRLD. He got everybody a feature. We're going to dive right into the video. I'm going to link the video I'm reacting to down in the description below if you guys want to go watch it. Man, this is some B, man. Hey, we're going to find out though why. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys enjoy. You guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let's get right into it, y'all.
So we're back again, and today's video might be a little bit controversial because I'm going to be talking about the most recent posthumous album released by Lil Peep's estate and possibly his final album ever. The hotly awaited and heavily hyped up project that's meant to be his magnum opus and his final full project that he somewhat completed during his life, and after all these years of waiting, finally dropped on September 8th of 2023, 6 years after Lil Peep had passed away. But if you're not tuned in with Peep and his legacy and everything going on with it, you might have not even known this project came out because it wasn't that heavily advertised. There was no promo for it. Nobody was really talking about it besides Peep fans. And to be honest with you, I think that was by design because I don't think they ever wanted this project to be a big hit on TikTok or top the charts or be the big project that finally brings Lil Peep back. I just think that it was meant to be one final gift to the Peep fans. You know, cap off his legacy, give them his final body of work, and finally just have all the projects that he completed.
Well, it was trash. And if that was supposed to be the final album, in my opinion, it was garbage and we need another album from Lil Peep. Bruh, that was so stupid. Bruh, having that guy on every song, that guy was literally on every song. He was on every song, basically. And that's not, oh my gosh, if that's what Lil Peep wanted, then be my guest. But that was trash. There were a few good songs. And there were like 2 songs that were really just good and I was waiting for. And they're so bad. It's so bad, in my opinion.
Completed or somewhat completed in his lifetime, actually out there so people can listen to them and enjoy all the music that Peep has. I mean, of course, there's songs here and there that never came out. People are still trying to find certain songs, but the projects are now all released. But now that it's finally out, what did fans think? Was it the magnum opus of Peep's career, a true emo rap masterpiece, the best project he ever released?
It wasn't.
Well, no,
I don't.
It's actually kind of bad, to be honest.
Exactly. That's exactly what I say.
Subreddit or complaining about how it didn't sell well.
Why wasn't the Diamonds album listed too much? I was very surprised when I saw the numbers on Spotify. I thought the album would be listened to more. I mean, obviously because it's Lil Peep. I mean, of course people think that. He's like popping. He was like popping when he died. You know, millions and millions of views. But what does this guy say? I'm surprised too. I've been listening nonstop. Man, well, that's awesome that some people would like it. But they sound like new fans, I'm gonna be honest. Because if you're bruh, I swear to God, if you've been listening to Lil Peep, and just as genuinely, you could say you have, and there you go, you have been listening. But if you've been listening to him for a long time, then you know that this album is garbage.
It didn't sound that good.
Okay, it's not garbage. It is, bruh. You know what I mean. Like, if you know, then you know.
And they just don't know why. They're trying to speculate, and a lot of people are just blaming McConan, but I think there's a lot more going on there than most people know. So for
man, McConan he's the lucky one. Okay, he's the lucky one in this whole thing. He's the one that actually profited off of. he's the one that this, ego boosted and everything, but oh my gosh. I mean, there probably is something darker behind the scenes. There always is.
Context, this was a collaboration album between I Love McConan and Lil Peep.
What?
That was conceived sometime during 2017. Basically, McConan came out as gay. Lil Peep started talking to him and telling him his stories about coming out as gay in the rap game.
Yo, what? Lil Peep is gay? Bruh, and McConan is gay? Yo, bruh, there ain't no way. Yo, if you guys think Lil Peep's gay, comment down below. I need to know. Crystal Castles attacked me on stage. This is crazy, bruh. I did not know this.
Decided to start working on a collaboration album, so after Peep got off tour, he moved in with McConan for a little bit of time, and the two of them ended up working on this project known as Diamonds, which was meant to be a big departure from his normal sound, because you see at the time, Peep was feeling kind of boxed in. Like, a lot of people only want to listen to him for his sad lyrics and his emo rap style. He spoke a little bit about this in his music, about how fans made him feel like he was boxed in, that he could only ever make one type of music, but with the type of person that Peep was, he never wanted to be stuck on one type of music. He never just wanted to be a rapper. He never wanted to be an emo rock person. He never wanted to be an emo pop person. He just wanted to be a person who could make all different types of music. This was also something that Juice WRLD suffered with a little bit during his career, never being able to escape lucid dreams and the label of being an emo rapper when most of his music wasn't really emo rap.
I mean, that's
that was
cool
only
though.
One song, and most of Peep's catalog was emo rap, so escaping that label was going to be tough. So they went to work making a more pop-focused album. It seems like Peep was actually sober during the making of this album. They were singing, having a good time, and it was more positive and uplifting. It was supposed to deviate from the normal.
Nah, this is a shocker.
At the time. But
bro, I did not know Lil Peep was gay. Bro, I did not know.
Getting the album when it was supposed to come out.
That's
and we had to
crazy.
Wait 6 years to get it, taking it out of its original context.
Bro,
oh
my god.
Actually being taken off the track list and reworked into remixes, like the
I feel
Falling Down
robbed.
Tentacion, which was definitely controversial. But for a while, it seemed like we were never going to get this project in its original state. It was going to be remixed, reworked, never actually released. A lot of people thought that maybe it was unfinished and it wasn't worth coming out, but people still had hope that it would eventually release in its original form. So when it did finally release all this time later, people were super excited, but it just sounds off. So why is that?
But I think it's stupid. I think this album, look, literally it's focused all on McConan. Like it literally is. It's literally focused all on him. Lil Peep is literally looking up to him. Oh my gosh. I think that's stupid. Like, why aren't they just like smiling or something? Like the both of them next to each other, bruh.
Is it because McConan's singing is really that bad? Well, I hate to break it to you, but Peep also doesn't really sound that great on this project, which by all accounts doesn't make sense because
Lil Peep sounds amazing. McConan sounds like trash. I swear, yo, like, bruh. Oh my gosh. Okay, this guy's wrong. Lil Peep sounds good, but
singer, even with all the mixing and mastering
McConan
because when he performs live, it actually sounds pretty good as well. So why does he sound so poor on this project? Well, I actually have a bit of a theory about that, and to find the reason, I feel like we have to look no farther back than Come Over When You're Sober Part 2, Peep's first posthumous album that released right after he passed away. And of course, being the second part to the Come Over When You're Sober album, the first part released before Peep passed away, and the second part came out after. But what a lot of people forget is that people didn't even enjoy the first part that much. They thought the mixing was overblown, they thought there was a lot of distracting choices made with the production, and they thought it should have just been put back to the more basic Peep style. So when it came time for the second part to come out, those complaints got even worse because a lot of people believed that Peep wouldn't have made these choices and that somebody else was pulling the strings and messing up his work. But unlike Diamonds, this project was almost completely done before Peep passed away. All the vocals were there, the beats were picked out, all that was left to be done was mixing and mastering, and who was put in charge of that? Well, Smoke-A-Sack. Now, I don't know that much about Smoke-A-Sack. He seems to be kind of controversial within the Peep fan base. I don't know what he did. I don't know what reason they have to bully him to almost today, but they don't like him for whatever reason. But in a lot of ways, this makes sense for him to mix.
I thought he was pretty chill.
He was already working alongside Peep when the project was being made while Peep was still alive, so of course he had to make a couple of his own choices, but he mostly knew what Peep wanted for the sound of this project. So he did his best to make it as faithful as possible to what Peep would have wanted, and then when they released it, the fans of course hated it. The production sounded terrible, it didn't sound like Peep, it wasn't mixed well, you couldn't actually hear Peep's singing voice, there was too much auto-tune. All these complaints started to come out as time went on. At first people really seemed to like the project, or maybe was just happy that they were getting more Peep, but as time went on, it started to sour. Now in my opinion, I think this project would have sounded mostly like this whether Peep was alive or not. I don't know if it's because the label was trying to change the sound up and make it sound more professional, or maybe it really was Smoke a Sack, maybe even Peep wanted it to sound like this. And if you look at prior projects before this point, you could tell that Peep was already going towards the style. Like, I know people like that real raw Peep from the SoundCloud days, Lil Peep Part 1 and all that, but ever since even Hellboy, which a lot of people consider to be their favorite Lil Peep project, he was already going for that more produced, more auto-tuned, more styled up sound, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it went a little bit too far, but that's probably what Peep would have wanted to do.
No, I think everything is an art piece, and I think everything, how it turned out, should how it be turned out. Like, you gotta listen to it, and if it's good, then it's good, and if it's bad, it's bad. Like, there's no, oh man, unless you do really go professional deep dive, but in reality, what you're gonna get is what you get.
Tell you that's not a widely shared one within the fan base. It seems like most people really didn't like this project, and eventually as the years
they got it forward. It was Lil Peep subreddit,
and kind of
bro.
Take it back to the more basic, raw Peep. For the next few years, that was perfectly fine because every album released was either a mixtape, something that was basically completed, a compilation album. There was no other project by Peep to come out that he finished during his lifetime. They were just putting out songs, doing different things with it, and the fan base seemed to be happy. If there was any production added to it, it was just a little bit of mixing and mastering, maybe adding a couple of little vocal things to it, but overall you really couldn't notice. It sounded mostly like how Peep would have left it. So when it finally came time for that other project by Lil Peep to release in its full form, being Diamonds of course, it came out half mixed, half baked, and just not really that well mastered. And in my opinion, that's solely placed on the back of the Peep fan base, who hated Come Over When You're Sober 2 so much. They hated that overblown production, they hated the mixing, the mastering, the auto-tune, they hated all of that. It took away from Peep's raw, real vocals. So when they released Diamonds, they got it basically the way it was done, which wasn't finished. Because of that, the project comes out sounding half-assed. I mean, I know that people want things released in the way Peep would have wanted, but I don't think he would have wanted his project to come out half-finished. Don't get me wrong, I know this project is more meant for the Peep fans and they would have wanted the original mix eventually, but I think maybe they could have just done it up, made it more official, released it in that way, and then the next month they could have put out the original release. So for people who wanted that, they could have that, but the album could have also sounded good on its official release. And I think this is kind of the double-edged sword of Liza having control over the legacy now, because of course she's in the subreddit, she's talking to Peep fans every day, and don't get me wrong, that's great, she's talking to the fans. She's a little bit older, she might not understand how this music needs to come out and what way it should, so she's talking to fans to see what they want. And of course she's not really going farther out onto the internet, she's just mostly staying in this Reddit, which is an echo chamber. So they're convincing her to do things that maybe she shouldn't do, and when it comes out that way, they complain and say, oh, I didn't want it this way.
That's pretty crazy how they're talking to Lil Peep's mom.
Actually wanted it that way in the first place. And the craziest thing about this project is I truly believe that if Peep had released it during his life in its original form, the way that it was meant to come out with the mixing that he probably would have put on it, these same fans complaining about his mixing and mastering wouldn't have even been his fans anymore. Because at the end of the day, this was a pop album. It wasn't meant to be an emo rap album about how he wanted to die and do drugs and all the usual stuff. It was more happy, more poppy. Yeah. It was meant to piss people off. And on top of just wanting to experiment with the sound, I feel like he was trying to use this project to knock off some of those old fans who only wanted that emo rap style, who wanted the sad drug talk type of music. I mean, people have been doing that for 4 or 5 years at this point, and that was definitely how he was feeling at the time. He liked making that music, he liked sampling that more emo style. But
okay, I'm gonna end it right there because that is a perfect spot. Like, there we go. It was a flop because Lil Peep wanted it to be. No, he was just experimenting. It was an experiment, and sadly we got it after he died, which now I kind of understand a little bit more about the album, because I think I reacted. That was gonna be one of the first reactions I was gonna do on this channel, and but that video actually never made it out. I never edited it because I was going through moving and just live stuff. But that is crazy how it wasn't that I actually ended up skipping a lot of the songs do the songs like a fast one because of what it sounded like. But you know, that makes a lot more sense how he wanted it to be a pop. So I can see why. Still, I like some of the songs, but okay. But now understanding, I get it. But bruh, that boy Buchanan, he could have not just get off. That's crazy though, how they were living together. I mean, that's crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. You smash that like button. It's your boy Bear with a react. If it ain't a react Bear, it ain't a react at all. Today's story, this is why Diamonds flopped by Lil Peep. I mean, it was kind of a flop. It was like definitely one of his most played songs. But yeah, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You guys did. I'm gonna link the full video down in the description below if you guys want to go watch it. You guys already know. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Yeah, screw.